Welcome everybody, and welcome back to Goblin Stone. This will be session 10, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, heck yeah. We're all back, and we're all ready to trudge through some swampy water, avoid slimes, and hopefully not get skewered by any goblins. Last session, we started out inside the mysterious and very strong and sturdy Tower of Ogma that seemed to have survived the Goblin Stone falling on it, puncturing through the bottom of it, which is now filled with a mixture of swamp water and sewage. It seems like we started off in the sanctum of Bridget, around the sacred white flame, with the characters kind of continuing to explore and tinker, perhaps, with this still white flame floating in the middle of the circular chamber. We started off with Helena moving into the flame and being sort of brought back through her past. And when she came back, what she had to say to the rest of the players is, "You're all rats." It seems that Millie was the first one to pick up on this being an actual compliment. Now, Lokag stepped into the flame next with the unconscious goblin on his shoulder. He didn't see what happened to the goblin, neither did anyone else. It didn't come out of Bridget's flame, only Lokag did. And he had been brought through some of his memories to a rather gruesome experience in his fighting pit days, where, as his mind seemed to be brought to this point of processing this question, which is more important, personal glory or like a team or community win. As Cliff, who was pretty suspicious and sort of leaning back against Bridget's flame, as once he and Lokag had been off by themselves, surviving for a minute, and the rest of the team had these experiences, some experiences with the flame. But sort of sitting back, watching and listening to people, Clifford decided to move into it as well. And it was sort of perhaps brought to reassess the meaning of a weapon and what, how a weapon can be a tool or it can be a symbol. It doesn't have to be something that everyone fears. It can be a symbol of hope in certain situations. From there, the party slipped down through this broken second and the, sacked first floor as well, finding just some clues about what had happened there, all the cases that had the relics that were held in the Tower of Ogma, the relics supposedly used by the hero gods that settled this place and built Arabelle. All the cases were smashed and the relics were all gone. You all assume that that's what Lokag and Clifford saw when they watched some of the goblins wading away from the tower. They had sort of leather-wrapped packets and stuff hanging over their shoulders or in their arms, raised above their heads, as most of them were sort of bobbing along, just their heads above the slimy water. As they moved out into the area, trying to keep careful notice to the east, where hobgoblins are camped out watching for them, mostly watching the tower though, and watching out for these patches of movement they've seen in the waters. Two gray oozes, or actually a few gray oozes they've fought. One of them is still nearby, and a few more of them from the west seem to be streaming in toward everyone. And before we jump into the action, I just want to check in just for a brief moment and let our players, tell us what their characters are experiencing right now, what they might be thinking or feeling, or what's in their head. Let's check in with X. So as you all trudge through this slime very close, you all are almost in and out of combat. These things aren't very fast, but there's a lot of them, it seems like. So what is X thinking right now, or what's his experience?
Well, we've noticed that or at least we think we've drawn the conclusion that the slimes are attracted to the ripples that we're making in the water. So it could be that we want to try to be a little more still, or it could be that we just need to hurry across and get there before they reach us and stop being in the water. So, some things for us to think about. X is currently riding a barbarian to avoid making any athletics checks of his own.
It's working out rather well. Oh, heck yeah. What's Helena thinking or experiencing? What is she going through? If you could spin us that yarn for a moment.
Yeah, for the first time in her existence, she is feeling a sense of purpose and place in the world. Seeing the members she's been traveling with, surviving with on this brief but chaotic journey, she now regards them as she would the very rats that basically taught her how to live, and she understands that they are in need of her care and help. So, that being said, she's probably been more thirsty for this sort of place in her existence than she will ever admit. So she jumps on it with enthusiasm. So it's quite a renewed zeal and sense of character for her.
Heck yeah. Thanks for that. Nick, how about Clifford?
Oh, I think Clifford's maybe more reticent, maybe a little quieter than he might have been in the past. Singularly focused and trying to find the light, find a way out, find the way to save people and do the right thing. So you get a sense that he's sort of pausing and sort of reading what's going on before he says or does anything. So maybe a little more reticent than he has been. He's thoughtful, and I think he's probably a lot more anxious about some bigger picture stuff. I think he very much wants to see what happened to, clearly this, he knows that the other people, Phidias and others, were with this boy that we saw, the remains, so he's wondering if he survived, and I think he's a little bit lost in thought with that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Lokag?
Well, this water does not smell very good. I am very concerned about getting out of this water as soon as possible. I am also thinking this serious face on my shoulders. He's very light. He's there is no substance. He needs to eat more, is what I am thinking.
Awesome. And how about Millie?
Yeah, Millie is focused on getting them out of this area, but is very determined to get the others free, but also wary that we have fought two groups of things that have nearly killed many of us, and we're jumping back into it, probably towards more deadly things. So, determined but wary.
Fair enough. And determined but wary is where we are going to start back out. It makes sense to start with the same initiative we had last session, as we're still in the action. So before we jump into it, Lokag, what are you thinking about doing this round? I mean, it seems like, in general, everyone's moving forward, readying actions. That's what happened last session. Do you have some different idea, Lokag, or is there any, alteration to that general plan?
No. I'm gonna try and huff it and make it to land this round.
Okay. How about Helena?
Well, I think just continuing to move forward and be on the offensive simultaneously. That's been working out so well. How good so far.
Okay, yeah. How about Clifford then?
Yeah, Clifford's gonna, I think, cover the rear and make sure everyone's good. But he'll keep moving it, just kind of keep pace with Lokag as much as he can.
All right. Millie.
Similar to Cliff, kind of go as far as possible and then prepare to fight whatever comes out of the water.
All right. X, any other variations?
Nope.
All right. And starting back in the top of the order is Lokag.
Right, here comes an athletics check to see if I can move better. It's a nat 1, so we're
All
gonna
right.
go with normal restricted movement.
Yep, half speed.
Fine.
Difficult terrain.
With X on his back, if he uses the dash action, can he go 30 feet?
Yeah, you are capable of carrying him. Let's see here. Yeah, because of your build, essentially. And
Got it.
move him. Yeah, you can.
All right, Lokag and X are gonna move up towards the stairs, and probably, I mean, at this point, probably post up and wait on people to start heading towards us, if they don't make it quite as far.
Okay.
Behind you.
Elena. You know, water just starts surging out on both sides, and a small wake is left behind as your barbarian friend powers through the thick and, reeking water.
Gosh. Well, I'd like to continue following along this, established, perceived safe route, and I'd like to haste that, or dash.
Okay. Well, you would be able to move your full movement then with that dash. Do you say anything or use any bonus actions or anything as you move?
No, not this time. Just more focused on getting the heck out of this. She hates slime. She hates it so much.
Fair.
I'm having a rough time with the grid.
Yeah, ignore what you're seeing there. Yeah. So, yeah, there's some extra grid lines from a map making process. I had a mess up on the map, so try to ignore the grid lines you're seeing themselves. The white ones are the ones to look at.
I still can't do the little curves thingy, so I don't know. Feel free to move my token in this.
All right.
I'm
So just
following that.
right after Lokag and X.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And stepping into, basically, right up on in the back of that wake, Helena charges, behind X and Lokag.
Oh, is it 30 feet because it's difficult?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless you want to make an athletics check and see if,
Well, heck yeah! If
partially.
I can get through it faster. Let's do it. $17.
All right. Let's see here. Give me just a moment. Success. You can move up if you wish to get ahead of them. You can.
Not ahead, just a little further, as far as I can go, just behind.
Okay. So as you all, well, actually, I'll wait on that. So as the three of them, two of them dash forward, but all three of them move. Next in the order is Clifford. I think you're muted there, Clifford. Nick.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
No
I was
worries.
asking, is there something with the flow of water where it would be faster going that way? Would it be full speed ahead, or is it just the same as...
It's just the same. You can make an athletics check to try to power through, partially bob, partially jump, partially swim.
14 enough to...
It is not.
All right, so he's gonna move half speed. So he'll just keep moving straight. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So that's half speed to there. He'll just follow up behind Lane, and that's really all he's got. Hopefully, if we just keep moving, we'll be all right. Moving along. Come on, Billy.
All right. The next in the order would be Millie.
All right, going to do this athletics check. 21.
Success. You can move your normal movement.
All right, come up to Cliff. Actually, I've seen how fast our goblin friend can move, right? He's pretty slow.
He's pretty slow.
I will move to my goblin friend. Grab him, since he seems to be the slowest amongst us. And dragging him, so 15.
So he's just his eyes and the dome of his head are above the slimy, muck-filled water. So you grab him, his eyes widen, and at first he starts to fight you. After
Settle down. Slowing us down. Do you want to get consumed by that cube? I don't think so.
Shakes its head.
Alright, I'm gonna run us to the land. And then do another dash.
Yeah, he weighs almost nothing.
I guess that's the thing. Can I dash full speed with him on my back or half speed?
Half speed with him on your back.
17 and a half. Yay, D&D measurements.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I will pull him there, so Gravelix is on my shoulders.
Yeah, as you start, as soon as he realizes you're not going to plunge him beneath the thick water, he nods and begins to try to scramble up your back, up on top of your shoulder. He's kind of got his head his hand on top of your head. It's kind of pushing down, trying to keep his balance. It's his hand keeps slipping down over one of your eyes. He, of course, is covered in the questionable water that you're traveling through. He just kind of keeps an eye out, as if he's, he has his hand up like he's gonna throw something, but there's nothing in his hand. He's just sort of looking around. A ready to action, probably to, give warning. X up on top of Lokag's shoulder.
Ready in action to shoot any slimes that come within range of one of my allies. And I will also announce to the party big cube coming soon.
You see anything up there, X? You're on top of Lokag. You've got to have good vantage.
Big cube back there, and I'll point back toward this big cube-shaped thing that's creeping up on us.
One to the south, yeah.
All right, so action readied. Creatures drift in an eerie silence. There's like barely the lapping sounds of water against their bodies. They drift towards you, not quickly, but without slowing and without changing their directions. They move, let's see here. moving toward where Lokag last was. All right. Before we jump into the next round, anybody have any alterations to the plan, or are we keep going with what we're doing?
I think we're all just running. You know, everyone's
Yes.
just running and trying to get up
Same.
there. Yeah.
Screw the cube. No.
No, yeah, we're not playing.
Definitely running up the stairs.
Yeah. Group, run away.
All right. Let's see here. All right, the next in the order is Lokag. And so, well, before we move, as you all, move through the slime-crusted water, it's dim light. There's bright light shining out from the knotwork bands on top of the great tower, but it's mostly shining up above you. It is, however, illuminating like the tops of the cliffs above you that you're headed toward. Enough for you to see to your left, stairs that come down all the way into the water. I mean, to your right, and over to your left, you see stairs sort of come into view, cut free of the stone, but you can see that the stairs come out of, there's another level above you. It's like, almost single-walled hallway that goes around the cliff. Stairs cut into the sides of the cliff. So you see them reach the top up to your left, but your goal, your target, to get up there, if you're starting at the bottom, would be to go over to your right. It all looks potentially climbable. There's lots of surfaces to grab onto, but there is slime and mold here and there, so it's, there's places where it could be dicey. So, do you all make the climb or turn to the right toward the stairs?
Stairs.
Feels safer.
Yeah. And it's away from those things. I don't want to dance around with them things coming at us.
Fair.
Whatever with those stairs.
All right, unless there's any objections, next in the order, top of the order is Lokag.
Right. Another athletics check to see if I can move normally.
Definitely.
24.
Absolutely.
Right. So then, Lokag is going to use. Let's see. No, actually, I don't. So he's not going to use his dash, but he is going to just use his full movement to get up those. Start coming up the stairs. And then I guess he would probably ask X if he wanted to be dropped off at the bottom of the stairs or something to cover the party.
Yeah, X, where do you want to be dropped
Yep.
off?
Sounds good.
Cool. So, Lokag see anything as he starts to ascend the stairs?
Well, as you come up toward the stairs, toward your right, there's about a 25-foot section of black, gelatinous sort of slime covering part of the stairs and part of the wall itself. It glistens as if almost like it's dripping, but it hasn't moved. When you got within 10 feet of it, and it didn't. It hasn't moved yet. If it is something dangerous, but it's suspicious. Everything seems, somewhat slick. There's patches of yellow, orange, and sort of green growth here and there. Some of it mossy, and some of it slick. There's, some patches that are thicker, greener. They seem, wetter, as if they're oozing more. It's all somewhat suspicious, but that's definitely a patch that you're not certain about.
Okay. Lokag will warn that it's the the surfaces might be slick here, so just
Yeah.
call that back to the party.
As you get up toward the cliffs, it gets shallower, and you're stepping across broken rock. But you manage to leap over a big section of broken rock up about 9 steps up. As you once X's. You managed to leap up out of it, and I'm sorry. You managed to walk across the more shallow water and across some of the broken rocks. Leap up past a few stairs. It all looks somewhat dangerous. The worst thing for you looks like it's ahead, as the stairs kind of come up and sort of into the cliff. Again, there's like a narrow channel carved that is intermittently sort of like walkway, and it'll go up here and there. So it's sort of like that's the path that winds its way up the cliffs around the whole chamber, you all think. But it's pretty short. It's made for, maybe bugbears, likely hobgoblins and goblins. So you definitely have to kind of hunch down. You have to lose about a quarter of your height, which is really uncomfortable, and it's kind of cramped for fighting. You're going to be at a disadvantage for any dexterity checks or saves while you're on the stairs and walkway.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Next in the order is Helena.
Other than wanting to get away from this horrible monster, I'm going to follow a big guy who loves my fine hats. So, I'm just gonna, I think, do the same, just dash as far as I can go and up those stairs.
Okay.
You could lead the way. You're probably not as it's not as tight for you.
Think so? Because she'd gladly take the lead again in that regard.
Maybe, not the low-cag, but depends on how protective he is of you. But you'd be a good lead.
I mean, this is basically where the haste, or sorry, you can't haste today. The dash gets me.
Alright.
There's some nasty oozes around. You can smell them.
Ugh.
There's a patch
In
of
there?
thick black slime on the wall over here that looks very suspicious, and one of the smells is coming from there. There's another that smells like rotted fish. It's sort of an ochre color. It's a big patch that's far over to your west. Like up, once you start to climb the stairs, you can see that you'll be going through this sort of ochre patch of slime.
Well, she says to the rest of the party, bring some fire. It's all around us. Rancid and vile.
All right. Does Helena take any actions aside from, moving?
Well, wouldn't dash. In order.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. All right. Give me just a moment.
I might do something fun. Not that we're not already having fun, but I might do something fun.
Helena, as you mount the stairs, sort of looking back, as you are saying that, sort of a fierce whisper out over the waters, that patch of slime starts to kind of collapse into a smaller blob and move towards you. X, you had a ready to action?
Yep.
So here, make sure this is actually showing up on stream. Can you all see that?
Didn't Lokag drop X off closer to him? I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Thank you for updating your position
Yes, he
there,
did.
friend. Excellent. Alright, so yeah, we can go ahead and make that ready to attack for X.
It's still showing darkness, so I can't see exactly what's going on here.
Okay, give me just a moment. Let me reveal a bit more.
Oh, I see it.
So it begins to move toward Lokag and Helena. It's hard to tell which one. Likely Lokag, but Helena's also closer.
Okay, I gotta wait until it's in melee range so that I can get my sneak attack.
Oh, okay. It slides along the wall, coming down closer to Helena. And yeah, it's just moving laterally across the wall, so it does not come closer to X in this case. Oh yeah, okay, for that. Right, okay.
Picture's so nasty. Ugh.
14.
A 14 is a hit.
10 damage.
Gross.
All right. The blade seems to pass harmlessly through. We've heard of creatures that are unwoundable by, but there's different reasons. Sometimes it needs a magical weapon or a different material. Often it'll take some damage. Being, creatures that are immune, and you can make a religion or an insight check for X.
$17 insight.
It's often often it's there's some sort of specific magic when it's immune to normal weapons, but sometimes it's only immune to like a slash or a pierce. Perhaps it was just the cutting that's not effective against it. Perhaps trying to pierce it, bludgeon it, or perhaps
I'm piercing. The arrow was piercing.
okay, my mistake. I was just seeing slashing damage on roll 20 there. So
It does say slash.
Oh?
yeah, it does. So hence
well,
my
piercing.
confusion. Excellent. In
That's my
which
fault.
case, it seems to take damage from that. Your arrow slips quickly beneath the surface. It shudders once, and bubbles start issuing forth as if it's attempting to dissolve that arrow, but they cease soon after as the arrow vanishes. Let's see here. Clifford, did you have a ready action? Or did you just...
I'm next.
Okay, right. Okay. So as it moves forward, a large section of it sort of juts forward, stretching away from its body to slam into Helena. Make sure this is public so it shows up on the stream. You knew it was coming, so it's going to be a 14 to hit Helena.
I didn't know it was coming.
You did. So it's...
I have 14, so yeah.
So that is gonna... means it beats it, okay.
Does that... Well, my favorite enemy is oozes. So...
It gives you an AC against one, though.
It should.
Damn. Oh, ow.
Oh, hold on just a moment. That is incorrect. That's supposed to... That is not correct. Yeah. Apologies. I meant to brew that, and it didn't get brewed in the background, so let me try that again. 4 bludgeoning, 11 acid.
Yeah.
It rolled. The die rolled way higher this time.
Fine. Elena's very hurt. She hates these damn things. Why? Black pudding. Ugh.
All right, next in the order is Clifford.
All right. Probably should shoot that damn thing.
Yeah, probably should.
I'll do an athletics and just see how confident I am this turn. A 9, not terribly, but enough.
Not too much.
Alright, so he's gonna go diagonal, half speed to here. Hopefully that's enough to get some distance from those jerks. Yeah, he's gonna be a little closer to the edge here. I think this is probably fine. As long as he can get a good shot. He just doesn't want my friends in the way. Yeah, and he fires his pistol. So he's going to pull the pistol out for the first time ever. He's going to fire his beautiful, just the most incredible, most perfect thing that's ever been made at this creature. And I hope it works. 24?
Has a
Maybe.
massive cracking sound, like snaps outward, echoing quickly back. That 24 is definitely going to hit.
Gonna be loud, sorry y'all. 10 hit points. And I'm gonna throw another D4 on that with the Hunter's Mark. He's got a little extra, he's got his bonus action. So, 4 more.
All right.
14 total. Favorite foe, I meant, not Hunter's Mark.
Okay, yeah. Nice. It's formed, it's like it was punched in the center, and ripples radiate outward before, going still again. They even sort of ripple up the pseudopod as it's stretching back to the main form after striking Helena.
Get back, you foul ooze.
Next in the order is Millie.
Alright. Let's see. Got some ooze ahead and oozes behind. Try to push forward. Great. 7, so half speed.
Repeat that? Sorry, I was checking the note.
7 athletics, still carrying our goblin friend, so half speed, half again.
No, just half speed.
I'll move to there. Is this like open, or is it kind of like traffic jam here where
So I think technically, yeah, Helena and Lokag are up, like 5 and 10 feet respectively from you. It's really just X that's standing there, and then the black pudding is also up there with Helena and Lokag. Rocks shift under your feet. You quickly pull one of your feet out before it's trapped between 2 hidden rocks.
dash closer to the stairway. It's all sorts of one.
And still carrying Gravelix.
Yep. That is action movement.
Its long, skinny, dirt-smeared arm points out over your shoulder past your head, Millie, pointing out the black ooze to you, as if you hadn't seen it. Black pudding! Rasps the goblin.
Is that what they call those things?
Bad pudding! Do not eat! He looks around, looking toward the rocks as if maybe trying to look for a good rock. It tugs, testing if you'll let it go.
I'll let him down on the pile of rocks.
Yeah,
He wants to go.
Yeah, he kind of half, he almost dives and half belly flops into the slimy water, and but his arms sort of slam down onto the rocks and scrambles out. He comes up with a pointy rock in one hand and a big, round sort of rock in the other. It took him a moment to find, but let's see here. He tosses the heavy rock at the slime. Okay. Oh, but it careens off the stone, bounces off at the foot of the stair, misses. Next in the order, X, as the report of that gunshot is still echoing back over and above you. You can feel it, you can hear it bouncing off different formations of stone above you. It was quite loud. What does X do?
X is going to look disapprovingly at Clifford. With a loud noise, and then he's going to, activate the correct tattoo this time and shoot another crossbow bolt into the black pudding.
Okay. $23 is definitely going to hit. You all are rolling pretty well starting off the session. For another 10. Its mass seems to be becoming more sticky, pulling apart in strands instead of that almost seamless mass of gel. You think that means you're hurting it. Helena, you know you're hurting it. It turns into a thick tar-like substance when they die.
Keep going. We've got it where we want it.
Anything else for X? Say anything? Any more movement?
I can't heal you. I'll just tell Helena that he can't heal her, and that'll be it. I don't think I can move past all this people that and puddings and everything, right? So I'll just stay where I'm at.
You could scramble up the stairs, and you could, you'd be an athletics check because you're partially climbing around Helena
what?
and X.
Excuse me, no.
Fair enough. Well, I offered, okay?
X just is like, he looks at the stairs and he's like, nope.
Oh no. All right. The forms, silently slipping across the water towards you, continue to do so. You all feel a need to do a top of the round check-in? Anybody have any special changes they're making to your combat rotation this session? Or this round? Alright. Yeah.
Nothing.
Lokak's just gonna smash and move. Sorry.
I'm
Operation
wondering
Keep Helena alive.
whether to put my efforts into healing myself or offensive measures, since it seems like we're doing some good damage. But I'm very close too, so.
Any thoughts on Helena's health?
I do have one cure wounds.
How many hit points you got left? You might be able to handle another
4.
shot. But...
4.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe withdraw if you're worried. It's going up soon. It's going up next, right after you. So GTFO maybe?
Not a bad idea.
It's the rocky area.
I'm afraid there's gonna be more up ahead though, and then we're just gonna have more slimes.
Yeah, we might have to go up that cliff. But is that rocky area like walkable? The kind of rubble to the west, below Lokag? Is that like a terrain we can wander around in?
Yeah.
Like that's not like.
Yeah, if you're dashing across that, you definitely need athletics checks. There's a chance where, you twist your angle and that kind of thing. But yeah.
But you can hang out there if you want.
Yeah, you can stand up on the rocks there. Chunks of, who knows, the stone itself, other buildings that were crushed when the stone fell. It's hard to say.
Right, well.
It is possible, I think somebody asked, it's possible to climb. If you all, obviously X is not going to do any athletics checks, but it is possible to move that way. X, given the unevenness of the cliff itself, there's plenty of places where there's like hand and footholds where you could potentially make an acrobatics check to ascend up as opposed to an athletics check. Alright, so top of the order is Lokag.
Alright, hearing the gunshot, Lokag is going to turn around from where he was headed up that as the stairs go into the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna see this black pudding ooze thing on the wall attacking his friends. He's actually gonna try and step out of the way a little bit and move just beside Helena on the stairs, and he's gonna try and take his hammer and baseball swing it horizontally so that he smashes the head against the wall, like against the black ooze thing.
Squash it. Wall squash.
For a 14 to hit.
A 14 is going to hit.
Wow.
They are unarmored. They seem to have little sense of self-preservation or intelligence about them. They are probably more plant than anything else.
So then that's 10 bludgeoning.
Okay, nice. Bits of black tarry substance like splatter outward. When you draw your hammer back, there's tendrils and strands of thick black goop that are coming back from it. The thing is getting sort of thicker and more sticky as you all beat on it.
Ew. And he's gonna stay where he is. I mean, is there enough room to get around him where he's at?
Where you're at?
For people to move up the stairs around him.
It looks like you moved toward it, so now there is. Yeah, they can get up to the top of the stairs here.
Okay, cool.
Definitely.
So yeah, he's just gonna motion everybody like, up the stairs, let's go.
Next in the order, Helena. Lokag steps toward the creature, allowing you to move around behind it. But you'll be breaking contact, of course, so that'll risk an attack of opportunity.
I can disengage though, right?
You can. You take your action to disengage.
I think it might be worth it. It is hurting though. Then don't want to get up. Look at all these capable warriors around me. My fine rats. She disengages.
Nice.
I like to go further up the stairs.
We need you. We're nothing without you. Preserve yourself, rat mother.
Alas, I shall, my children.
Alright, yeah, you can move your token west. As far as you want. Yeah, you can just move it along this cliff, because that's basically how the path moves.
Cool.
You still have your bonus action and your movement if you choose to use it. Looks like you do. So this the map is a little bit deceiving. It's because it's top down, but so you're basically under the stairs up. It's about 35 feet above you.
I'm under the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I don't think I wanted to be under the stairs.
Are we at the bottom of the stairs? Or there's like 30 feet up stairs?
So that second set of stairs off to the left is actually up a cliff face. Is
at,
that what you're
it's
saying?
yeah, it's at the top. So the stairs. Let me move your token out of the way. So these stairs here is up at the top of the cliff. That you all could see it when you all were further back. And this over here to the right is the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
So there's. I'm trying to think of another better way to describe. If you're looking at the cliff, there is like a path carved into it, and it meanders up. There's stairs here and there. That path circles the whole, like it spirals up the cliff to the top floor.
So Helena's at the base of the second set of stairs.
No, yeah, you all are at the. You all have just sort of mounted the very bottom stairs, and so
Right.
Helena's, you're about 15 feet maybe above the swampy water.
So the stairs, do they actually go left? Like, would that set of stairs that we're on go left to go this direction?
Yes.
Or is it going? Okay.
No, they go. Yeah, it goes counterclockwise. So she went the right direction. It's just you're only seeing the top of the map. I didn't have an image for what the cliff looks like facing it. I'll make a note to make a little sketch for you all next session.
But that keeps going. You can keep climbing up from it just with movement. There's not like a cliff again.
Right.
After wind, right?
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Because so you've climbed up the stairs a little bit, and there's a path carved into the cliff that you're moving along. And as you move along it, you know you're underneath the stairs at the top.
So we're winding around a path with like an overhang above us.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did that make sense, Pon Pon?
As long as I know I'm going the right way, yes.
Perfect. All right.
And I don't have any bonus actions. Just
Okay.
GTFO.
All right. See, you hear. You know what it sounds like when oozes and slimes and such move, and you can hear one to the west of you moving.
Damn it, it's another one.
As Helena darts away, the pudding attacks the next closest, which would be Lokag. Part of it, that center of its mass surges outward again, and attempts to slam part of its body into Lokag for a 19 to hit.
Definitely a hit.
6 bludgeoning and 4 acid. You're currently not wearing armor. You don't have a shield up at the moment either, right?
Nope. I don't
Okay.
have a shield or armor
Okay,
at the
awesome.
moment.
Next in the order is Clifford Bolt.
Right? I think I'll make it easy. He's just gonna move up this way. And I think that's half speed. I guess I'll roll and see. Maybe for once I'll make an athletics roll. That would be cool. 15 enough to move more?
Let's see, where'd you start out at? Okay, let's see. 15 is not going to be.
Alright, that's fine. He's here. I gotta finish this thing off before it destroys everybody. So he's gonna shoot again. He's focused. He's just going full John Wick. Pistol. That's what he hits. 11. These things that easy to hit.
11's going to hit.
Good thing. And that's a 7, plus it's still my target, so I'm gonna give him a D4 on that. Ooh, another 4.
Give him the old. Awesome.
11, I don't know if it's magical, but 11 damage.
That is going to hit. It definitely seems more accurate.
Yes.
It's, most people might not notice, but you can tell it's been enchanted for accuracy and power. Mechanically, it is a +1.
I can't miss with this thing. It's amazing. And that's all he's got. Yeah.
All right. Another crack rings out and echoes back As Millie, how do you proceed?
Stop trying to bring the cliff down on us, Cliff. The sword is still on fire from my branding smite cast at the beginning of our walk.
You have not used it, and you have not taken damage and broken concentration. And not enough rounds have passed, so...
Yet been a minute, so...
Yep, you still have it.
Still good there. So, that is on... So, coming up next to Locag, I'll swing the blade at the ooze. That one.
Oh, right. You can choose to mitigate that or roll a d6 for the mishap.
Mitigate it?
Well, yeah, there's something you could do for a reroll or anything like that.
Right, we're using DM inspiration.
We have been.
Alright, I'll go ahead and burn that. That's a lot better. 24.
That is definitely going to hit.
Alright, let's do... Needs to make a DC 12. Look this over here. DC 12 con save.
All right.
That's
At a, wow, 22.
cool.
Goodness.
Alright, regular damage, I will drop. One. No, we'll save that. I'll just hit it. How about that?
Ooh.
11 slashing. And since I'm not going to drop the Divine Smite, just the 11 slashing.
With a fitful, sizzling, like burning pitch, you can feel free to describe your actions or pass as you dispatch the black pudding.
I think Millie just slashes into it with the longsword that is still glowing and just kind of carves through it.
Oh. The smell that issues out is not unpleasant. It smells something like burning sugar. Or compared to the other scents, I should say, it's not unpleasant.
Just turn to grab a look and say, no, eating it.
Kind of, makes it distasteful. His face kind of shrinks up like he just bit into a lemon.
Good paste. Makes good paste.
It's not good, though. I assure you.
No, a paste to glue.
It says.
I'll turn you into glue.
Ah,
It sort of shrinks back behind Millie.
Now he's saying that the thing can become glue. This creature can become glue.
Oh, yeah, I know that you can make goblins into glue.
No, pudding.
Oh.
Make most things into glue, I suppose.
I mean, you can make anything to glue if you really, you really work the process.
I guess this requires less of a process, Eddie.
Yeah, I'd listen to him.
What else is Millie doing during her turn? As
I
you are
will-
saying all this.
Yeah, push. Alright. Well, we've got this guy. I don't think I have any collection tools, files, or anything like that. Alright, yeah, I'll just move on up the stairway. Little ways.
Awesome. It looks like we're over halfway to you all getting a healing potion from the viewers.
Ooh.
And some of our
Well done,
players.
viewers.
All right.
Don't tell anyone.
I could see. This is my channel. All right. So, Gravelix looks around after some of the discussion. He steps around the pudding. Tries to hop over from the rocks to the stairs, splashes down in the water, scrambles back to his feet, and sort of, weasels his way past Lokag, so he can be basically right behind Millie. He presses himself up as far in the alcove beneath the overhang as he can. He looks like he's got his little sharp rock ready to stab anything that comes near Millie. Next in the order is X.
Okay. So there is a way to move up this without making a bunch of checks, right? That's what I would like to do.
Yeah. The water's pretty shallow. You can step right up to the stairs and walk up the stairs. No checks needed. Gravelix is pretty small, and yeah.
Can I get past Helena here?
I don't know, Helena, can X get past you?
Shove him off the cliff.
I don't see why not. And just
Okay.
just keep your eyes peeled for more of the sticky stuff.
Peeling eyes sounds awful.
But it's your ears that alert you. You can hear the wet sort of sound of something slimy sliding along the cavern walls to the west of you. Likely in your path. You can't see it from where you're at. You could move up and try to spot it, or you could wait for it to round the corner where you can see it.
That is all 35 feet of my movement, so I will take out my daggers, and if it comes near me, I'll stab it.
Okay. Alright, so as you ready in action, the other slimes continue to ooze and float after you all. Alright, at the top of the round, any changes to you all's plans?
Stop shooting the noisemaker.
Too late now, pal.
What about Helena?
Nice.
That train has left the station.
Well, I think we should just keep getting away from the even bigger slime heading our way.
Yeah. Ascend. Seek a higher power.
Alright, what about Millie?
Yep, keep moving upwards.
Alright. Any thoughts for you, Lokag?
Well, I'm thinking Lokag's probably too big to squeeze around anybody going through this narrow, low path.
That'll be tough, yeah.
So he's gonna. So is it possible to hold my movement until people move in front of me instead of like holding an action?
Well, you can use, you basically hold your action to move, using your action as movement.
Okay.
People could get around you, or you could get around them, but it's definitely going to be an athletics check or acrobatics check to sort of balance, as you like press your chest up against each other and try to one tries to slide past the other. So there'll be some sort of check for Lokag to pass anybody, or for anyone to pass Lokag.
All right. He won't. He's just gonna. Yeah, he's gonna follow the party. So he's not gonna try and move past anyone.
All right. So at the top of the order, Lokag, you're hanging back until everyone else gets ahead of you. You want to?
Yeah.
You can also drop your initiative if you wanted to do that. That's another
good.
way to do it.
Yeah, I might do that. I'm gonna drop. Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop down after X.
After X, he's already ahead
Oh,
of you,
should I
just
just-
so you know. If that changes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
figured. Well, I figured he would if I drop it below everybody in the party, that way everybody can move forward and do things, and then
All right,
Okay.
it works.
yeah.
Awesome.
And then I know so you mentioned because it's so low, Locag has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, right?
Yes.
Or was it check? Okay.
So
So
both dexterity saves and checks.
Got it. So he has danger sense, so anything he can see, he has an advantage on the dex save.
So that'll
would
cancel
it
it
just
out?
be a straight roll then?
Yep. Single roll.
Okay. And that's just for saves, not for checks. So
Okay.
cool.
Nice.
That's it. So I'm just gonna stay right behind the party. So if Cliff wants to move in front of me, he sure can. And I'll just follow the last person, or I'll follow Gravelix.
All right.
Gotcha.
Well, the next in the order would be Helena.
Well, let's just keep on up those stairs and look out. I mean, we heard the sounds, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So, as soon as I see any, although I should say, I should probably heal myself a bit first. So, I'm gonna give myself a hug. I am worthy. I belong to be here. I'm gonna heal myself.
I love it.
Parents should use the air mask before attending to their children.
8 points.
Not bad. Not bad.
Feeling much better. Wow. I always knew I could count on myself. Keep moving on up the stair.
Okay, so you're gonna move up ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So you basically, down here. We're not at these stairs unless you're gonna climb up over the overhang up to them. Yeah, if you're moving ahead, go ahead and put yourself like here in front of X. If you're moving past him.
Just like in that spot ahead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just as far south on the cliffs as possible.
Like here.
Like here. Oh, I was pinging on the wrong layer. Sorry about that.
Can you reveal any more of the map?
Let's see. As she moves forward, yes. Give me just a moment. So as you turn around the corner, there is a massive patch of ochre jelly-like slime that, let's see here. Well, it sort of drops down to, and it's there, so it's not gonna, sneak or anything. But as you round the corner, it basically drops down from above. It's hanging up on the rocks above you as you sort of round out. There's as you can see, the cliff juts down to the south over the waters a bit. As you round that peak, the ochre jelly attacks you. That's a single roll, but it's still an 18. I might hit Helena.
Yeah, 18 definitely hits.
You also have your ready to action. Go ahead and roll again so it doesn't just automatically calculate that as a crit. You take a total of 10 points of damage.
Oh my god.
And you can make your attack.
Well, at this close range, I'd be at disadvantage with ranged attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna strike it with my dagger.
Okay. That
Not
is a
bad.
hit.
Screw you!
Well, let's see here. Yeah, you could do a bit of extra damage for your favorite foe.
You're right. As a
Yeah, just be
4. Right? Yeah. All these different kinds of slimes, you know.
Mm-hmm. But they're all the same. They're all the same thing, basically.
2, I'll take it. 4 sounds way better than 2.
Absolutely, double the amount.
You know, the other foes are okay, but you're my favorite.
You're my favorite foe.
Alright, it is next in the order. Let me get rid of the pudding. So that was its ready action. Your attack, you still have your movement, or any movement you have left, and if you have a bonus action, you also have that available. So before its turn.
I mean, I can get away from it, yeah?
Might get off.
Well, I mean, didn't it already do a thing? I mean...
That was its reaction. Mm-hmm. So you could definitely move.
Yeah, I want to get away. Forgive me for still being a little confused. I'm just
No,
gonna
it's
go
perfect.
this, yeah?
No, just go back over this direction. You cannot see the stairs from where you're at. You're walking along an alcove on the cliffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Could
yeah, I'm
Helena-
gonna
Could
go
Helena
back.
lean over? Could he,
So I'd like die.
One thing at a time. Helena, what was that?
I guess I'll just go back here so I don't die.
Okay. And Cliff, you said something too?
Oh, I was just wondering if you could leap over the ochre jelly and like somehow get to the other side, but that might be sketch.
You could probably do that.
I'm having an hard time understanding what
I
the
think
other
you're
side
good.
is. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think-
gonna let someone else go.
Yeah. You've done the heavy lifting already.
Yeah, you know. Ugh.
X, you can hear it as the slime creeps around the rock towards you. You have your ready to action.
Alright, let's go.
Indeed.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 definitely hits.
17.
Yeah, clumps of it seem, well, as you strike into it, a faint dust seems to raise up from the surface, and what seems like clumps of it fall off of the edges. But it still continues to move towards you and tries to strike you with its, part of its body as well. As, but let's see here, a 9. I'm going to use one of my inspirations and re-roll that. But that is still not gonna hit. As it attacks it. It slides forward, sort of over your head, basically. We'll just leave it in that position. But effectively, everyone else up above on the path can actually see it now, due to its change in position. Next in the order is Clifford Holt.
All right.
Hey, didn't it get a fumble for a 5?
Yeah, that was a reroll using inspiration. I don't think I ever explicitly said that the second roll had to be taken. If I did, you all correct me. I
Oh,
don't remember
okay.
saying that.
The first roll was a 5.
No, the first roll was a 9, if you look above it, and then I use inspiration to
DM's
re-roll. And
If he takes the root.
when you re-roll, you can choose. You don't have to take the second roll. If it's arguably worse, you all don't have to take it.
Right, but the
none of us have.
consequent one was 5, right? It wasn't a 16 unless you're getting advantage on the second roll. Is that what you're saying?
Let me say this again. The first roll, the top roll, was its primary roll. That's the roll it made to attack. It was a 9. It missed. I decided to use my inspiration to see if it was going to be a higher roll. I rolled the second roll, which was a 5, and I decided not to take that roll and just go with the 9. Yeah, because why would you? Yeah, and that's one of the options with the inspiration roll, is you don't have to take whatever gets rolled. So, yeah, does that still make sense, or am I missing something still? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yes.
Heck yeah. All right, so...
My turn to roll something.
Absolutely.
Did you say I could use acrobatics to kind of work my way up the stairs?
Yeah.
If so, I will go ahead and make my acrobatics roll a 22.
Fantastic.
With a 22, is that enough for me to just like kind of go doop 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 and like get up to there? Is that 15 feet up or something?
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of trying to, you're sliding past people on the outside, narrowly on the edge of that cliff above the water, and just sort of, teetering along. And yeah, you can definitely do that.
All right. I wonder if, I guess I should just shoot. Now, if I go this way to the side, that's just wall, right? To this side over here. This is just all wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to feel like I should leave room for others to get in there and bang that thing. So I'm going to shoot again. I'm going to fire at it from 10 feet away.
All right.
Again, a resounding pop. 12 enough to hit this slow-moving blob.
It is.
Beautiful. And that is, and he's not my target right now, so.
Okay.
I could make him one.
Oops.
With my bonus action. Sure. Why not? It's important. He's gonna make him his favorite enemy in the whole wide world. So, wow, I did 15 piercing. I rolled maximum damage.
Not bad. Not bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he leaps up there and clocks it again with his third bullet, his third precious bullet. And that's it.
Awesome. A gunshot cracks and echoes out over the darkened water, again bouncing off of the dark stone above you.
He looks around to see if he's drawn how many hobgoblins are now lined up on the cliffs looking for them.
You don't see any, but you do hear back to the east,
Hubbub?
a hubbub from the hobgoblins. They've clearly noticed these sounds. Who wouldn't? You don't see any on the cliffs moving in this direction, and you do have a pretty good view if they're standing close enough to the cliffs. They're right out there in the light of the tower, so certainly there is questioning. You hear some other voices, but based on where you're at, you can't quite tell where they're coming from. They might be coming from above you and to the north. Next in the order is Millie.
All right. Can't get to this ooze.
Yeah, so it just has to be.
Well, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. I mean,
There's no space to stop in.
Well, to the left of Clifford, right? Isn't that a spot?
Nope.
I'm trying to leave a spot for someone. That's why that wasn't. Isn't that a spot to the left of Clifford? Above
No.
X?
No, you're basically single file on this shelf with the overhang that you're on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Knowing that, you could have moved back and left that spot for Millie if you wanted to, Clifford.
Still, no. Well, that spot's still too far away from Millie, right? Unless
Yep.
you have a check for the range. So, that's fine. I don't want to write it down.
Okay.
Though he could conceivably jump over the damn thing if he's, I know I keep talking about jumping over the ochre jelly, but it's just so tempting.
It's like a pretty bad idea. I'll give Helena 5 points of healing. You've got these oozes. Just tap on your shoulder. You feel better by 5 points. That is my action.
All right.
Who was healed for 5 points?
You are healed for 5 points.
That's what I thought. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you.
Gravelix actually, hides. And Millie, you could see him sort of watching the darkness, listening very intently. He points.
Boss Goblin above. They hear us. Hear a big boom. Wand. Hobgoblins too. They are out of sight, but they might move this towards us and catch us.
Of course they hear us. That thing is ridiculously loud.
Yes. Very loud.
Goblin seems very distressed by all the noise.
We'll let Cliff go first. The one with the explosive wand.
Yes.
Says the goblin. Next in the order is X.
No sneak attack available because this thing's right upon me, so I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
We shall toll. For whom the bell tolls.
Wisdom save, right? That is correct. Either way, with that roll, whatever its bonus is, it's going to fail. It's definitely been hurt, so rolling the higher damage.
Seven damage.
Awesome. As those sort of spectral hands begin to claw at, they're almost taking pieces and clumps of it away that like tumble down and plop into the water below. It seems now to be a mass of almost like filthy sand that's barely holding itself together. Clumps keep breaking off, or almost breaking off, but fusing back into each other. It's as if it's having trouble keeping itself together. But it is still together at the moment. What else does X do?
What is the movement situation here? Can I move past it?
It's above you, basically. Yeah, you can duck underneath it.
I thought we had to jump over. I didn't know that. Now we know.
Okay, is there anything I can do with my bonus action? Can I throw a dagger? Can I? What are my options here?
Let's see here.
Because I know
Two weapon fighting, so you can stab it again.
Well, you cast a spell.
Yeah, he cast a spell this
yeah.
time, so
I can't trip it
yeah.
because I thought that would kill it.
yeah.
You can't trip a news, man.
That's true.
Nice.
Come on, DL. I thought you would like that one, man.
Hang
That
there.
was fantastic. I gave it a good hop.
Awesome.
I think we'll follow up and take it out.
But yeah, X, unless you have something specific that your bonus action, that it will do, like you have a bonus action. Yeah,
Nah, I don't.
yeah. Then you can't make a dagger attack unless you've already made a weapon attack. So then, as X slides underneath, sort of ducking low in this narrow walkway with this overhang, getting up underneath it, what does Lokag do?
The last thing X is going to do is he's going to look at Clifford and he's going to kind of make an insistent motion, like put the gun away kind of motion.
This gun is keeping you alive.
What does Lokag do?
I think Lokag is just going to stay where he is, maybe hearing, well, I guess he can't understand the goblin, but hearing voices up top.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna stay pressed against the wall and try and scooch into that little path as much as possible, but he'll ready an action. If any of those oozes get within 5 feet, he'll smash with hammer.
Okay. Awesome. And they indeed continue to drift toward you all. Following your trail of ripples that you have left. quickly go through. What's Helena's plan for this round?
Scream and shoot.
All right. How about Clifford? Scream and shoot.
We gotta keep moving. So yeah, he wants to. I assume there's a way to get out of here to the left. I can't quite see around the corner, but I assume if we keep going that way, we'll get away from all this garbage, right? So
that's the plan.
He's trying to work his way as fast as he can to follow X and get, maybe take out the jelly if he has to.
Okay. How about Millie?
Yeah, if that ooze isn't dead, like smack it and then keep on moving.
All right. X?
I think X is going to take a long moment to regret everything. And then probably try to convince the party to start quieting down and hiding.
Maybe not scream and shoot then.
All right. What about Lokag?
So just above the table. I mean, we're out of the water.
Mhm.
Ripples are gone.
Yeah.
So maybe these oozes can't find us if we stop being all stompy and noisy and fade back into the woodwork. Maybe the stuff in the water goes away.
Maybe. We gotta take out the ochre jelly. Then we're free. I hope.
All right. How about Lokag?
Just gonna keep bringing up the rear and trying to make his way inside when this train of people gets a moving.
Okay. So Helena, you've given yourself a hug, healed yourself a bit. Your friend and fellow urchin Millie has healed you as well. What does Helena do on her turn?
Reconsidering the scream and shoot tactic.
The old scream and shoot, eh?
Is this jelly ahead of us not dead? Or no, my roll 20 is just updating.
It's not.
20 it's
still
not dead.
It is not.
Oh, well, I'm definitely gonna shoot that. That really messed me up. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that ochre jelly.
Right?
All right. Let's see the attack roll.
My roll 20 is running very slow for some reason.
A 7. All right. That's gonna hit. Absolutely, 17 is gonna hit.
And then do the D4.
Mm-hmm.
1.
That's okay, because you can feel free to describe or pass as you dispatch the
Helena
ochre jelly.
almost goes to scream, knowing that this is going to be the final blow, seeing how weak this pitiful jelly is. But remembering that that's often what attracts them, she sucks it in and uses that withdrawn breath to steady her aim, and she shoots right through it. It blubs up and just splashes into nothing, almost fading and dripping down the steps.
All right. What does Helena do next?
Man.
Any movement or bonus actions?
I don't have any bonus actions, but I kind of like to get in a very inconvenient and quiet place now. I'm not exactly at full strength and not really ready to be hurt by something else.
Okay. Pressing back up against the wall, deeper deeper underneath the overhang, is about your safest spot. That's what Clifford and Gravelix have done. Or pushing past X. Yeah, you could definitely do that too.
Clifford's like, we're going, and he's moving.
Yeah.
He's definitely coming with you.
Okay.
He'll be
So,
right
okay,
in
we're
the-
going along that way. I'm seeing where that orange arrow is.
Looks like it.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and move 30 then. Puts me, yeah, right there.
Cool.
That's further away from all the things I can see.
All right. All right. So there's nothing immediately in combat with you, attacking you. There's, Millie, you've been told that there's a voice above you on the cliffs, maybe at the top of the stairs. That the hobgoblins over to the east are starting to sort of become curious and maybe move into a position where they can see, if they haven't already. And Clifford's gun has both made bright flashes of light and huge reports of sound. Slimes are also, continuing to follow after your wake, coming toward the stairs. Helena, you know that they have like sort of a heat sense, a movement hint sense, and maybe something like smell. But they have, incredibly sharp senses within between 30 and 60 feet, depending on the ooze and the slime. Some really powerful ones that have gotten really big can have, maybe 100 feet, depending. But these you expect to be around 30 feet. Except, the jellies are like the ochre when you just killed. Those have they can see within 60 feet, and they just can sense you. So you expect that these oozes are getting up close enough where they're going to be able, they can sense some of your allies. They'll still have to move across the water and up the cliff faces to come after you. They do move more slowly. So, with that under consideration, what does Clifford do?
He's gonna take front, so moving 30 brings him just right in front of Elena. I don't know if he's anything with passive 17, but if not, he's gonna keep moving.
Okay.
So that's, I guess, about here. And he'll try to stick to the walls, try to be reasonably stealthy. He puts the pistol away. He does that at first. He does it before he leaves. He kind of looks at everybody and goes, fine, and then puts it away, and he doesn't say anything, and then he's, moves ahead stealthily. And he's got his, that's his object interaction, so he keeps that. He's there, just full awareness, looking around. Bonus action, he gets the shield. I guess he always had the shield in place, so he's good. That's it.
Okay.
I'll report it to Helena if I see anything.
All right. And how about Millie?
All right. Millie will continue moving as well as these. Right around next here. The others. And then I'll just hold an action. Attack us.
You can just double move.
Kind of waiting for my goblin friend. He's not very fast.
Now that he's out of the water, and he's up, up on the shelf, yeah, he could definitely move like normal, yeah. And he seems to ready to follow you wherever you go. All right. Gravelix keeps on. Yeah, he probably leave him behind. He's still hiding, so he's dashing along, not doing much else. Basically, comes right up to where X is at. All right, what about X?
How far along can I move? If I double move, I got 70.
Right. You could get past your allies, but you'll need an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Do some acrobatics. I'll just go past Cliff. Actually, you know what? I can go 35 feet and then just take the hide action.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so let's see that athletic or acrobatics check as you nimbly slip past both Helena and Millie. Move into position, and then let's see that hide check. All right. Dex success.
11 stealth.
Not your best moment, sir.
I hid just a little bit. I had some acrobatics left to go.
Yeah.
He's like, quiet. Quiet.
I got all hidden up and then had to make one last jump.
Right. All right, how about Lokak? Your allies sort of darting ahead of you. The only one you see at the moment is your new goblin charge, ward, assistant, henchman.
Me? Henchman.
So what does Lokak do?
Lokag is gonna go along the path and get right behind the new goblin assistant.
All right. So as you all, move down this narrow path, this overhanging overhung path on the cliff, every 20 or so feet, there's maybe 2 or 3 stairs, or maybe just one stair, or it slopes upward for a few feet. And ahead of you, the path glistens with slime. So I think we're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we will move into something like chase mechanics. It'll be a skill challenge, and see if you all can escape all of the eyes and senses on you and get maybe further away from all of the ruckus, back into the darkness where you can reset your approach on the stairs where you had heard one of the hobgoblins. So, all right. So, I'm going to step away for just a few moments and fill up my water and that sort of stuff. Who's feeling good to stay back and let us come relieve you in a few minutes?
I'm good. I can hang.
Okay. All right. Heck yeah. Well, our wonderful viewers out there, thanks for being here with us so far. We're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back at it and see if our friends here can escape the slimes and the hobgoblins. Oh my! See y'all in a few.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So how many bullets does Cliff have?
7 left. Definitely gonna use them sparingly. Don't worry.
Like at the top of this cliff when we are surrounded.
Might use them then. We'll see.
As long as you can trick shot and shoot all of them at once.
Oh, I hope I can. I mean, I don't know what this gun can do. Who knows? I mean, it's DM's discretion at this point. It's sort of like, did you ever watch The Greatest American Hero? Where he gets the suit that gives him all these powers from the aliens, but it doesn't have an instruction book, so he doesn't know how to use it.
Right.
He just fumbles around the whole thing, crashing into things. And that was great. I love that show. What's everyone
As
do?
everyone would do.
What's that?
Said as anyone would do in a galactically gifted power suit.
Right. It's a little. They kind of have that same idea in Fallout. If you watch Fallout, there's a feather-headed steel guy who has to figure out the suit. Power armor. That was a fine series. I highly recommend. Haven't seen it. Have to have a Fallout RPG.
They do. They do.
They do?
They do.
Is it cool?
It's
You get it?
official.
You play it?
I have never played it,
Yeah.
but I have heard good things about it.
Trying out.
They have a Fallout board game.
Huh? Is it good?
It's entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
As far as board games go, I wouldn't give it a top rating, but It's fun.
It's tough usually I'm surprised that the show is so good, because usually when you make a movie out of a video game, it's going to be like Borderlands, it's going to be bad. But man, Fallout just did it right. They listened to the fans. No notes. I think it really helps to have 20 years of production design. Like, there's a 3D model of every possible thing you'd want to use in that movie, and all you do is take those and crank up the resolution and make them look nice, and you got a movie. It's a show.
Like, we'll actually give you guys some cameras, I guess.
Not what you really need them, but... Well, also they get it. Like, I think, they get it. Like, I think, you hand off some property to, doesn't matter who they are, telling Tim Burton to do Superman, right? It's just, come on, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're not the right guy for this. So, yeah, I think you do the right thing.
Well, apparently, like, one of the lead actors didn't even know what Fallout was before he got the role. And I was like...
Yeah, Walton Goggins, I don't think he knew.
Yeah. Your first day on the job is go play all the Fallout games.
They tease New Vegas at the end. That's nice. Little tease. But
Interesting.
I think that season 2 will be involved more of Mr. House and his silliness. So. One of my favorite worlds, the Fallout world. It's just great world building.
I got some friends who played Fallout 76 religiously for like a long time.
Oh yeah, it's a fun group game. I have a hard time finding time to be that reliable, to like have hours without pause to hang out with a group. But I see it's fun.
They were so geared that like the two of them could go out to pretty much any mega boss in the game.
Yeah.
And they'd be able to tank and keep aggro. And so just every random person that wanted to join could come join, and they'd still win.
Oh, that's
Nice.
lovely. That's thinking about the community right there. I appreciate that.
I started playing Dragon Age again, getting ready for the new release.
Oh, wow, I didn't know they were still making those.
Yep, we've got the new ones. They were saying October. I wonder if they've come out with a...
Huh? Cool. I'm gonna step away. I'll be right back.
October 31st.
I'm back.
Excellent.
Sounds like the date of the unknown.
Well, what's going on? What are we talking about?
Veilguard. Dragon Age Veilguard.
Ooh.
Veilguard.
Ooh. I like that series of
Previously known
games.
as Dreadwolf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I liked those games pretty well.
Yeah, they're releasing the 4th. There's, the usual internet opinions.
Oh, yeah. The internet's full of
People are
opinions.
excited, people are disappointed. Yeah, you never know.
Why not both?
Yes. There'll be good things, there'll be bad things. Like every game ever to make it to the market.
Facts.
What? Dungeons and Dragons is perfect. There's no flaws in this game. There's no exploits. Twilight Cleric.
Yeah. Some are definitely harder than others. But I'm definitely of the opinion. I mean, I enjoy the debate and the nuanced discussion around, limiting character power versus just amp everything up to the same level of that overpowered class.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just one or the other. But it's really hard to make a balanced game system.
It's a whole lot more work to go to the upper thing, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna upscale everything, it's a whole lot of work to go that route than it is
right.
Just to say everything stays low.
I agree. So I think when I was younger, I was just an everything goes, DM and like bring me the third party stuff with the overpowered items. Yeah, we'll work that in. You can get that for your character. And as I've played more and more, I just reached a point where I'm like, no, I think less is more. The no's, the limitations, that's the gameplay framework, and that's the thing you're working against, and that's the thing that makes it feel good when you survive and you kick some butt, or yeah. So I don't know. I think I just lean more toward that. Like, now let's bring that down a little bit here.
Yep. They did do something strange in Veilguard that I thought was weird, because I had just made a changeling character named Rook. And then they're like, oh yeah, the main character's name is Rook.
How did you know?
No one's gonna think I didn't steal that.
Oh man. I don't know how much of how many avid readers we have out there, but if you like cyberpunk, and you know who William Gibson is, who wrote like Neuromancer and is sort of like the progenitor of the modern cyberpunk, stories or whatever. Well, he started writing that like a year before Blade Runner came out, but then when Blade Runner came out, he lost his mind. He was like, everybody's gonna think that I ripped this book off from Blade Runner. So he rewrote like the first half of it like 15 times after that.
Oh man.
But it's amazing. So I'm kind of glad he did, because the first, chef's kiss. It's so good.
Oh, I love hearing about authors rewriting things too many times.
Oh, yeah. This is our resident writer who's in the middle of working on it.
Well, I'm not at the 15 yet, so I mean, I'll take.
Yeah,
Gibson
yeah.
didn't know anything about tech either. It was all like his own fantasy version of what he
Yeah.
thought.
Smart dude.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It was all his imagination.
Yeah.
Visualization of like a layman kind of artistic version of it,
Yeah.
That's so great though.
Really, it's a really great story. It's really short, it's maybe 300 pages. It's real punchy and sort of like, it's sort of the flavor of those old like noir detective movies and books, and that's what he was going for. He was like, yeah, it's a tech noir story, so yeah.
What's the new book? Does he have a new one? You're saying he had a new one?
No, I was just talking about just Neuromancer and the original stuff, but I haven't read his last ones. I don't know. I know he's still writing, but I haven't checked. Yeah, I think so.
Are they gonna make I feel like Neuromancer was like maybe gonna finally be a movie or something.
Just read it. Just read it, everybody. Everyone who's watching, just go read it. They'll do it okay, but it's not going to be the book. You just go read it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then be disappointed with us when they make the movie or TV show.
With us.
Okay,
Yes.
the Matrix was based on it, according to some random site on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Kind of like, I guess, like Yosemite Sam was based on cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing the Matrix. I love the Matrix. It sounded like a diss, but it's not.
Generalization, you can relate anything to anything.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's there's high tech stuff and there's computers in both. Okay, checks out.
Indeed. Same
The
thing.
game, the game when
Yes.
he went without
You will
that.
wind up back at Kevin Bacon, though.
Maybe DL. Maybe we never left. Maybe we've always been at Kevin Bacon this whole time. Bum bum bum.
I just
Gravelix's real name.
Speaking of Gravelix, looks like we're all back and maybe ready to jump back into this session. Is everybody feeling ready? Everybody feeling settled in?
I'm ready.
Okay, I guess ready?
All right.
need it.
All right. Okay, so as we come back to it, your characters dashing, slipping, creeping along this narrow shelf with an overhang that's, kind of, you see it out ahead of you, sort of tumbling along the cliff. When you look out, you can see that faded edges of the tower's light shining on the far western cliffs, and you can kind of see the gaps here and there and kind of get an idea of what some of your terrain looks like. So, you're trying to outrun one set of foes, trying to distance yourself from, the place where all the loud stuff happened. And you're trying to navigate a dark and slippery, overhanging path. So, I'm going to need and you all can decide amongst yourself as players who's going to make what. But we need a survival check to succeed. We need a perception check to succeed. Someone can make a stealth check for everybody. Just sort of looking, watching, looking for nooks and crannies, making everyone stop at the right time. So we need survival, perception, stealth.
I could do perception. I'm pretty good. Since I'm up in front, you want me to hit that?
Guidance.
My perception is decent.
I got 16.
Okay.
Guidance again, but
All right. Everybody okay with Helena taking the? You said perception, Helena. I mean, you said survival.
Sorry, I thought he said survival. And then I saw perception. Let me see what my survival is for. Mine's 4. It's not bad.
Okay.
Guidance.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
yeah.
All right.
You're like directions.
Should I go ahead for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
No! My God.
Want to use your inspiration?
I think so. I mean, she was hurt, and she's just gotta like shake it off and come to and like think harder, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oh no!
Oh wow.
Amazing. All right.
I love it when that
is the
happens.
most me thing that happened right there.
Nat 20. Do you still need that
forget your
D4?
guidance.
Yeah.
I can take guidance too.
Another D4, yeah.
Let's do it. That's
I'm on
right.
28.
26.
It's not gonna do it. No, I'm just kidding. That's great. All right, we need someone to make a stealth check and sort of guide everybody along, out of sight, quiet at the right times.
I got a +7 stealth.
Do it.
Seems like the ideal.
Guidance.
Whoa. It's crazy.
17.
Nice. Okay. We need someone to make an investigation check for hidden dangers along your path.
I think Locac has this.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. From the rear,
Inspector Locag.
Guidance.
6. Oh yeah. Guidance there. Let me guidance that. Actually, make that a 9.
Nice. Very nice.
Guys, watch out! There are rocks.
All right. Who is in the lead? Is it look just like it looks?
I'm fine with taking the lead, keeping it, unless somebody else wants to hop in front. I've got the
if-
motion fence, so I can tell a little bit.
If dark vision is relevant, I'll
Yes.
be front. If blind sense makes more sense because of slimes, then Cliff.
Yeah, maybe I'm in front, you're right behind
It
me.
is. It's very dim light. Like, but there's enough light to sort of pick your way. If you all, yeah. It's. So I think, yeah, for the slimes, it's probably better to have maybe Clifford up front, and
Feeling our way out.
Mhm.
What does Helena say? She's the one who knows everything and is the master of the vibe.
Facts.
A slime?
Slime Master, tell us. Go away.
What, that they're rancid and they just mindlessly consume? I mean, what, have you not seen what they can do?
So they're not subtle.
No, sneaking is not, they don't really think. They just eat, like that guy that sits on the corner in the street, the village square, the market square, the one. Kind of like that guy.
Except you can eat that guy, we can't eat these things.
I'm not gonna eat him. What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying in a pinch if we had to survive.
Well, it has been known to happen.
What a million X make of this conversation.
We're just very pragmatic about these things.
Yeah, it was. It came out real, like just off the cuff. It could have been a joke. Millie X, it came out pretty easily.
X just assumes people have had hard times. It's whatever.
X himself has been through some hard times. It's hard to judge others when you've been through it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right. So then Clifford is up front. Let's see here. All right, Clifford, as you are moving along, a lot of the rock seems slick and damp as your boots sort of rasp in grit. There's also a slickness to most all of the rock surface that you are treading upon. So as you're walking along, trying to pay close attention to several different things at once, trying to just sense motion around you, trying to keep an eye or your senses out for these any more of these slimes, trying to make sure that you're not walking out into the open where a stray ray of the tower's light is striking. So make a dexterity saving throw as you slip in the wrong patch
All right.
of slime.
Wow.
Decent saves. 16 good enough?
16 is good enough. Your feet scuffle on the ground, but yeah, you kind of set your stance wider. Maybe lean, put your hand out toward the slime-covered wall.
Point it out to X. You're like, ooh, watch out for that patch. Keep working my way.
Right. Using your survival skills, your knowledge of you've been in some places, you've explored, you've done some spelunking, and some of the edges look pretty thin, pretty cracked. There's whole spots where you see a fault going through the rock, and it doesn't just go up to the wall, it goes up and sort of cuts along the wall. So you figure these maybe 4 or 5 foot patches, you're just gonna hop right over, no problem. But when it comes time for Locag,
Can't hold his weight.
yeah, he's gonna Locag. The spot that you're looking at, you cannot hop in the area. Your shoulders are brushing the ceiling. Your head is cowed down forward, and your knees are bent. So your limbs are already on fire from just that moving along in this posture. There is, he says, there's about a 4 foot section of broken stone in front of you. So you can make an athletics check to reach up and grab some of the overhanging rock and try to climb past this section.
$15.
Okay, you managed to. Now, at first, as you all are moving up along this narrow chase through the stone, you all can hear the wet and slick sounds of those slimes moving and oozes moving up the rocks toward you. Locag, as you look back, you're traveling, y'all are traveling forward, but every time you look back, about 30, 40 feet back, the walls and surfaces are moving as these oozes and slimes are coming up out of the water or along the stairs, sort of following along after you. At first, you're not making much of a pace. But after, about 20, 30 seconds, you all manage to push a little bit what you think is outside of their range of their sense range, according to Helena. You're certain that you don't want to slow down and give them any opportunity to catch up. You don't know what other senses they have. Helena says they're capable in some ways of tracking. Usually if a strong scent or blood is left behind. Checking some things. Now, you guys leave these slimes behind. You leave the light of the tower. Well, it sort of fades as you get further away from it. As you know, this rock wall wavers back and forth. So you're in and out of almost total darkness. There are times where you all, the ledge is extremely narrow and your backs are to the wall. This part's extremely uncomfortable for Lokag as you're sort of hunched way down low trying to put your back to this wall. Your head is jutting out over, so you're sort of forced to look down at the darkness below. You can't really see the waters most of the time. But you all can sense movement in the water down below. Things may be drifting after you for a few seconds before you're maybe out of their range, or whatever those slime creatures are lose interest and find some other piece of flotsam or filth to digest. But some of you moving along in stealth, some of you, watching and carefully looking. You're all forced to move at a slower pace than you'd like. So you're forced to dash. After about 40 seconds of this, your limbs are already burning, especially Lokag. You're sweating, starting to pant. Your limbs are starting to catch fire with the exertion. If you have proficiency in athletics, you can make an athletics check. If not, make a Constitution saving throw. All right, so for Clifford, I got 2 for you. I got an 8 and a 6. All right, so Clifford and Helena, you're both going to need to make a Constitution saving throw as well. X, you succeeded on that Constitution saving throw. And so did Helena and Clifford. You all, you feel like you're on that sort of ragged edge of, your fortitude. But you are, none of you, exhausted just yet. As you all creep, sometimes having to cluster up together in a shadow, for several moments, as X listens out, as X and Helena listen out, spotting shapes on the far eastern cliffs that you think are obviously hobgoblins sort of watching this area. You all start to suspect they know, but at least the hobgoblins know you're on these stairs, and there might be measures they take in the future. But for now, you all slip away. You no longer see or smell the slimes, but just that impression of things moving in the dark waters down below. You also, as you're moving, you'll see light, like firelight, torchlight, actually, reflected on the distant ceiling above you, as sentries with either massive lantern or large torches move along, seemingly clockwise around the place, waiting for a few moments as booted feet pass above your head. You all continue your way westward. So transition from the map for a moment while I adjust a few things in the background. Let's see here. So as you make your way around and begin moving south, you reach the wall starts to curve abruptly now, and you find yourself what you move in what you think is south. Now, Helena, and you see some other shapes, something that's been described off toward the center of the water. that swampy water. You can see that light shining on that massive pillar of rock that juts up out of the water, up toward the ceiling. It seems it moves, probably 60, 70 feet, you think? It moves up toward the ceiling. The ceiling's now illuminated. It was illuminated in part by torches and braziers around the walkways above you. But the light of the tower is illuminating everything much more fully. So as you're walking around and sort of seeing this shape from different angles, it juts all the way up. You think it sits underneath. There's a massive circular hole in the ceiling. Far up, up inside this hole in the ceiling, and it is massive. Over 100 feet wide, almost 160 feet. Its natural pillar of rock, rises up toward it, but further up, itself maybe over 150 feet. There's red light. I think you're looking at another floor far above you.
Can she point that out to Grenier's party members? Kind of quietly?
Absolutely.
Hey, get a look at this.
I'm revealing a bit on the map in the background. I'll bring it back over for everyone to see here in a minute.
So it's a giant toilet. And we're in the dumps.
It does smell that way.
A few more visual aids I will bring up soon. They're not quite ready. I'll bring them up and share them on the next stream. Some other renderings of this to get an idea of what everything looks like. So you all start to get a really good idea of at least the area of the watery area itself. There's a large walkway all that rings this whole place. Now as you look around, and keep your, and Cliff, you can look up to, and you're sort of talking back and forth, perhaps, and filling each other in. You both have a different perspective on what you're seeing. One just pure perception, the other understanding of rock and cave and that sort of thing. All right, one more thing. Let me switch this back over. Oh.
Fine behavior.
Now you think there's what seems to be a large circular shape that's illuminated by some of this red light way up inside this hole. As you are moving around, you get, not quite certain navigating it. You've only moved, a few hundred feet around the area, but enough to see that there's like a circular platform with bridges that come off on either side. One of the bridges is going to one of these red lights.
And that's 150 feet up. Or something. Very
Yeah,
high
up in the darkness, yeah.
And we don't see any obvious way up to that.
You don't. The large pillar, as you move further around, and once you get to where the tower's on the other side, you can see that this pillar actually goes up into the hole. You don't think it goes up that far, but it goes up pretty far, at least to where it's out of sight, and you can't really see the top of it, because if you're on one side of this great chamber, you're looking at a hole in the ceiling, so you can only see the light on the far side, high up in that hole, if that makes sense, like across from you.
Cliff will confer with Helena and say that might be our way out.
Think if I could crawl up the walls, it certainly would be.
I mean, I could, but he couldn't follow. And there's nothing to the west. There's no curious if there's any other entrances or any other ways to go. Any other exits out of this place at this level.
There's nothing that, not that you can see from where you're at.
But as we move along to the west, we aren't finding any other exits.
True.
Challenge. I don't know if we want to go swimming again.
Not exactly. I think that might do us in. At least me.
Is there any way we can hunker down somewhere and like kind of collect ourselves without being discovered? A nook.
Yeah, back at that tower with the cool flame.
Yeah.
We just.
I think a better question is, can we find a way to move silently through the water? Because if we can get back and forth to and from the tower without triggering all the slimes, that gives us a route.
Well,
We know what sets them off now.
we saw the hobgoblins go this way. So where did they go? Like, is there some secret door or some secret exit that we don't know about?
There's still a path out, like up the stairs, right? Like
Yes.
still going
I
up
just
these
haven't.
stairs,
Yeah, I just haven't revealed any more in that way. But yeah, you're still going along this, covered sort of walkway around the watery area.
Yeah, I mean, I think we continue that way and as best we can until we have more information. But it does seem like ultimately we want to go to that central point and try to go up. But maybe we can find some safety before that.
Why would we go up from that middle point when there are clearly stairs that our friend has told us about going up?
I'm just, if the stairs don't work out, more of an alternative.
Call it a plan C.
Plan C. Yeah, it sounds like we're all like down to just kind of keep quietly working our way up the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, I just file it under a burgeoning or growing understanding of this place and its layout and structure.
Yeah.
Not something that you have to immediately act on or anything, but you just start to piece this together.
We see the hut.
You do. You see another cube moving through the waters.
Oh god, I don't see the bodies on the ground over by the hut, do I?
As you come closer, creeping toward the south, you're in and out of the light of the, there's torchlight coming from there too. So as you all move that way, it's going to get a little bit dicey. You all will all need to pass a stealth check to slip past that cabin area. As the woman is out front, she seems to be looking out into the waters, waiting for something. And yes, Helena, actually, you notice that there are two bodies on the shores of her small, strange island.
Oh my. That's not a very good sign, I don't think.
That's them. We gotta go. And look at them.
Look at what?
And I'll let her. I mean, she sees it. So point over at the bodies. Those are those heroes. The heroes that went to save him. The artificer.
I don't know who we're talking about.
Look, I got this pistol from a guy. All right. The gnome. He was one of those people that went off with that Oscar kid who got eaten. And
Oh, the hero.
yeah, like best craftsman I've ever even heard of. And the fact that I got to meet him, the fact that he would give me this in exchange for what I could give him, who knows what he's got on him. Maybe we could at least save him, bring his body to his family.
Bring my body to, not here. I don't know about carrying around some other... Anyway. Yeah, we should see if he's got stuff on him, for sure.
I mean, he's little.
You carry him, then.
Yeah. Oh, I carry him to the ends of the earth. Maybe we could bring him back to life. That's it.
Oh. My.
I mean, I don't know how to do that, but one of you can do that, right? He looks over at the cleric, or the paladin. He looks at Millie. Hey, you can...
No idea. But that does mean encountering whatever might own that hut.
Yeah, that strange lady. I think these are her pets. I think all the slimes are her pets.
Then we should not go anywhere near her. We've decimated 3 of her pets.
Oh, pets.
Well, there's another one right there, and he sees the cube kind of in the water between us, or nearby.
We'll start to see the signs of haste. Start to be pretty certain that the hobgoblins and goblins passed this way when they had the relics, when they left the swampy area. You found bits of like broken leather or buckles. You've seen some pretty fresh footprints in the scum, mud, and muck that's built up in certain places along your path. And as you all are, let's see here, pausing, reassessing, and looking at some of these footprints, there's a pile of what seems to be discarded cloth. It's a slime-covered small bag. It looks like a strap broke. There's something heavy, liquid sloshes inside of it. As, let's see here, let's check where you all are. Let me check here. Looks like Millie is the one that finds that.
I go cautiously grab it.
Yeah, it's right next to you. You kind of kicked it up with the toe of your boot. Yeah, liquid sloshes inside. It's a very small vial. It has a rich red liquid that glistens inside of it. It might be a healing potion.
Helena, you might need this.
I definitely need it.
Don't need her to drink it now. But you seem to be in trouble's way off.
Back right before she's just about to drink it.
And what did Millie say after that?
I said, you don't need it now, but you seem to be in the trouble a lot.
Hey! Because they know I hate them.
That's probably the reason. No. They sense it. They know you know their weakness.
That's
so
right.
They come after you.
That is right. She stuffs the healing potion. Like ties it to herself.
I have 3 small pouches of who knows what that we got off the corpses of, I believe, the first round of things we killed.
Okay, yeah, I think from the hobgoblin fight?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Well, time to go over those, I suppose, at another point.
No
So-
rush, no rush for sure.
Brought us over to here. Let me check on the stream if that's showing up.
Has appeared.
Okay, awesome. Zoom out a little bit. Feel free if you all feel like you're clumped closer together to adjust your positions. But I figure about there is where you're going to stop before you get any closer to this strange cabin. Party members are currently here.
What do you guys want to do? I still say we try to just pass on around it.
Try.
I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
How far are we from like the top ledge there?
So it's it's kind of slowly rising up from where you're at, about 25 feet. Yeah, but, yeah, almost 20. Slowly
question about-
rising as you widen the area. Go ahead.
Just about jumping. So with the jump spell, does it let you jump down too, or just up?
It just increases it doesn't protect you when you jump. It just increases the power of your jump.
So if I climb down, I could jump up. Because
Right.
part of me wants to kind of jump down there and like try to quickly grab Phineas and get out of there. But he's not going to do that unless it looks like that's cool with everyone else. Otherwise, I think he'll follow along.
So is it obvious to other characters that he's like kind of gauging the distance
Yeah.
and
He's obsessed. Like, when your dog, there's like an animal outside and they're like looking out the window constantly, or they're
yeah.
trees or something.
It's like I gotta get over there.
Yeah, he's definitely like really distracted. He's just like, this is really important, and he's like really drawn. But obviously, he can be compelled. So he's come back later. I mean, we may get caught anyway on our way trying to sneak by. So
X, you're pretty close. You're probably the first one to notice Clifford's behavior. X,
When I look at the lady's name, the inhabitant of the island,
mhm.
is her name like bright red?
Well, technically, you don't see a name. She is just a strange old lady on this island where there shouldn't be an island. A cabin that looks like it's
So-
half taken over by earth, soil, and moss.
I feel like this is some kind of boss mob, and we're level 2, and I think that we are so outclassed here that
could be friend though. We don't know.
I don't see this ending well for us.
I think we're all in agreement. We should try to sneak by. I'm just saying there may be a plan B, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
I think it seems like the group sort of agrees with X, like just slip by this lady. All right. In this case, to slip by or continue on the path, everyone will need to successfully make a stealth check.
How many people can I guidance? 1, 2, everyone, no one.
Well, yeah, I don't think you
Just
can
yourself.
guidance everybody with this. It takes concentration. So in this case, you could just do one person.
Who you pick?
Low cag. Noisy feet.
Fair.
Okay.
Oh, look at Helena and Millie, the two urchins, man.
Yeah.
Like ghosts in the wind. What's that, Helena?
Sneaking is life.
Yeah. All right.
my 11's gonna mess us up. I will reroll.
I cannot tell you before events take place, but you're free to reroll now if you want to.
I'm gonna use my luck.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not worse. Hey.
That's
Hey.
better. Heck yeah. Nice.
I hope it was worse.
Lokek's sitting on a teen.
Oh, I didn't see his roll.
Oh,
You gotta-
it was before you rolled the D110. I can roll it.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, no, that's
we
cool.
can roll it again.
Ah, okay, gotcha. So that's a
Yeah, I wasn't sure what those initial rolls were for.
14. Okay. Awesome.
Me neither. I just heard stealth and I rolled.
Right. As you all inch more closer, and places having to hunker down on the narrow ledge to keep out of the light. As the torches on large poles stuck down into the mud seem to gutter and burst out with light and shrink down to almost nothing. Fitful would describe the lighting. You can see the ground occasionally will rise up a little bit or fall. You get the sense that it's either floating or perhaps there's a large bubble beneath the soil, bubble of air beneath the soil. The surface of everything seems wet. It's so covered in moisture and moss and slime is everything that it's surprising that the torches burn. It's surprising that whatever lamps or hearth burns within casts light over the dark waters. That light that is surprisingly warm and inviting. It promises a hot meal, a warm and dry bed, clean linens, and fresh cookies. The woman who stands out, she's just come out. She's tossed some crumbs of something, coin-sized handfuls of something red out into the water. You hear her sort of, clucking in her cheek. Ah, sweet, sweet ones. Where are my sweet ones? Come, come. Oh, they bring me such wonderful prizes. Such wonderful prizes indeed. The woman hobbles over to the armored figure of what must be that dragonborn paladin that rushed toward and into the dust from the square. Oh, few things sweeter than a fallen hero. Ah, they fell right into our little plans. Yes. Once I see my sister, I shall thank her. But many, many deeds, many acts before Augur is free. Yes, free from this city, free from the stone. It'll be a wonderful day. Ah, but this day is sweet, though not as sweet as that day will be. She hobbles down. She sort of kicks at the armored side. Pah! It didn't last long. No, they never do, never do. She slowly hobbles over as you all cross the area toward the body of Phineas. Tinker, tinker, tinker. Tinkered with one few too many things. You didn't look closely enough at all those visions of yours, did you? No, no, no. Ah, so thankful. So thankful. And she kicks at the breastplate of Phineas. And she slowly starts removing armor, weapons, and pouches, stacking them together. As you all are slipping around to the south and out of, Lokag, you're moving along. You
Clip stops for a moment, just it's hard. You kind of have to push him because he's like, no, look what she's doing to him, no. And you kind of have to nudge him.
Literally call all the oozes to her, probably. Let's go.
You do start to see movement on the water streaming toward the small island. As Lokag, you kick a small handful of stones clattering down the cliff, splashing one after the other, 1, 2, 3, into the dark waters below. The old woman turns. You all are high up enough you can see her over. This is like a 1-story area, and in the southern area it looks like it's maybe 2 stories. So you can see her turn and look. Lokag, you swear she looks right at you, as if she's looking you in the eye. But nothing happens. She continues to stare, her eyes looking westward and then back eastward, following along the path that you've followed. Soon she's looking back northward. And as some of her pets stream toward the island, she seems distracted. Well, looks can be deceiving. For what she says, everyone make perception checks to see if you all can catch it. X. Perfect.
Nice. Clifford's having a panic attack right now, so he's not.
Stop noise for a second.
What's that, X?
I said I hear something in the moment that Lokag stops making noise for a second.
Just more heroes. Just more heroes. And they'll end up here too, my little pets.
Get her sense of humor.
So sweet. You hear her say again as you all slip further eastward. Again, you all get the sense of movement down the cliff in the waters. Things caught in your wake for many, many tense seconds before you manage to outpace the slimes below. But you're coming closer. There's lights on the ceiling again. As you start moving now, well, yeah, you hit another sort of corner and start moving eastward again. X, you hear booted feet above, the ring of chainmail and the slap of it against shield and armored thigh, the slap of scabbards against shields as well. You think certain hobgoblins are above you to the east. They're far enough back you can't really see them, but occasionally you'll see movement from one of them. Let's see here, over all the way. Oh goodness, that is off the map. Pardon me, let me fix that. But yeah, basically on the bottom right of the swampy area, right above the cavern that you entered from. It looks as if there's a lantern beam shining down on the opening of the cavern. It sort of pans over the area and vanishes again. You get the sense that the hobgoblins in place above will occasionally do that. Perhaps having guessed that this is the way you came in. But there's basically, there's bright light on the ceiling, suggesting that the brazier to the south, from wherever the hobgoblins initially came from, has been stoked. More wood has been added to it to create more light. It looks like climbing up in this region and crossing that way would be dicey. It looks like it's pretty bright up there. It's possible that, depending on what you're trying to do, if you wanted to slip past these hobgoblins entirely, again, more stealth checks. But at this moment, you've all just gotten sort of past the hag, That's going to be another round of athletics checks, and if you don't have proficiency in athletics, it's going to be a Constitution saving throw. Anyone that fails that check will also need to make a Constitution saving throw. As the posture, the posture this forces you into is torturous and cramped. Moving in stealth in general is really demanding on the body, and being sort of cramped into this shelf and having little, and it's uneven and slippery, and there's grit and grime. It's pretty demanding.
I'm using my my inspiration for 13.
Okay.
I don't know if we get guidance.
Probably not in this situation. Yeah, not for these. If it's one person just doing a task, that guidance will work for that. But yeah, for these, it's just one person. So, but fortunately, one way or the other, you all make your checks, and again, are not exhausted. But you have reached a new level of you kind of surpassed what you thought your body was what you thought you were capable of enduring with your body. 10 minutes ago, your body was like telling you to give up, perhaps, and you've kind of just push through and ignore its screaming, because to fail or falter either direction would be to probably be buried in this place or be food for the pets of the strange woman. So as you will begin to creep, continue to move eastward, you will have a few choices. You all could try to climb up ahead, out of the light, perhaps right where Helena is at.
I mean, otherwise we're just going back where we came from. It feels like we should go up here.
So if you climb up here, it's possible that the woman on the island could see you. There's also, there's patrols, so you'll have to listen and time for that. If you're going to try to kind of continue around, you'll need to make stealth checks moving past the hobgoblins if you're going to stay underneath. That way you'll be able to climb above the cavern that you used to enter, the cavern to the southwest or southeast.
What do y'all think?
I'm not in the mind to get in any fight.
Climbing worked really well the last time.
I mean, I could climb up and see what it's like. Maybe one of us can scout.
I like your plan. You volunteered.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and move to. How high is it? How far up is it?
So as you kind of poke your head out, you're just under 20 feet, but mechanically let's call it 20 feet. You could get a boost from one of your allies and shorten that by 5 feet.
Yeah, well, he's not going to need it. I'm going to go ahead and use my jump. So he has a jump spell, but I think I want to make it more like spring-heeled boots. So just for the sake of effect, to go with the whole gadget deal.
Okay, yeah.
He'll use the spring boots to go. All right, I got this. You guys wait here, and he'll that'll make it. I did the calculator. It's triple his jump.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a jump calculator. There's a D&D jump calculator, and it says he can jump. He can go. His high jump is 5 feet, so it would be 15 feet off the ground.
Okay, nice.
You can grab something, but with triple, I think it's more. So it's like 20, a little over 20. So it should be enough for him to just 20 feet, just jump right up there.
Well, I'm not sure. You said it was 5, so 3 times 5 is 15. So what? I'm not sure what you're saying.
Plus how tall he is. So there's
Okay.
that.
Oh no, it would be a 20 feet. It's 20 feet after the top of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's able to grab on to a ledge. In theory, 20 feet would be enough for him to jump up to the ledge. And grab on. And then he'll kind of pull himself up and peek and see what he sees.
Now it's 20 feet up. That's a 20-foot climb. So your square of space is excluded from that. So you could jump up, and you're still going to be a little bit shy, and will still need to climb.
Well, my feet are 15 feet up. So my hands can grab the ledge.
Right.
That's the idea.
Right. So it'd still be an athletics check, but it's going to be a pretty low DC. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, cool. I'll roll my athletics. I got a crit, so it looks even cooler.
Nice. All right. Now, as you casting that spell, you have to be sort of bold and clear voice as you speak it. That is, if it has verbal components.
Well, yeah, I can.
But
I don't know how loud I have to be, do I? Is it a...
Spellcasting is you have to clearly enunciate, like as if you're trying to be heard. It's with feeling. You're not just I'm casting a spell. None of that. It's energy, emotion, intensity. Enough to be heard within 60 feet, but nothing is close enough to you. So, excellent. So you can still choose to make, as far as you know, you can go ahead and make your stealth check as you land, as you pull yourself up to the top.
Stealthify. A 9 ain't great.
All right, so you begin to pull yourself up, and let me reveal a little bit. There's a wide open expanse of stone, and you can see it pretty well because the fire to the south has been well stoked. Now it pitches back into darkness left and right of that.
This is familiar. I remember this.
Indeed. Yeah, you should. And let's see here. You hear footsteps as you sit for a few moments. A hobgoblin jogging moves across your field of vision back into the darkness. You can make a perception check. It'll be with disadvantage at the moment. See what else you see from above.
So, an 11 or a 25, so an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you see vague outlines of people. One of them running up. The others are prone, but you can see them when they move. One of them sits up. You hear them talking low. Some sort of information shared between them.
I can't make out their words. So.
Too far, but you see one of them. Let's see here. Gets up and follows the first one back. So one of them has, chainmail, shield strapped to its back, longsword at its side. The other one has a breastplate strapped over its chainmail. It has metal pauldrons at its shoulders, a steel metal cap over its head, and heavy iron boots.
And they're heading east?
Yeah, it follows the other one back the way it came. They are both in a rush. It seems that all you can gather is that this must be a captain. The other one defers to him. Seems to have been summoned by the Devastators. Your recall of that. The Devastators were the hobgoblin wizards or sorcerers or something. They make things go boom. They destroy things with magic.
This looks like our opportunity.
There's still a few others over here in the dark. You're not sure how many. They're all prone, hiding out, looking down over y'all's entrance.
All right, to the south there, where they just ran past, or to the right?
Oh, to the right.
Okay. To the south, where the fire is, there's nobody, yeah?
Not that you can see.
All right. I look down and I say, we might have an out here. And then he's going to try to head south as stealthily as he can, keep low.
Where he go?
The goblin asks. I don't think anyone else. He speaks only Goblin, though, so I don't think you all speak it. Cliff, you barely hear. You hear the goblin start to ask where, about you. Where's he going? Where he go?
There's Clifford here.
Yeah.
Clifford will be like, he'll say, the point, and he'll say, they left. You know, he'll just sort of make a thing like they went away, and that we might be able to go out this way.
No. They're devastators. And Ashbone. No way out.
Where the hell should we go? We've been going all over this place. How do we get out of here, kiddo?
He shrugs. He points up, you know.
Stairs.
You hear it say again.
And where does he point to? Where the stairs he's pointing to? In the middle?
Yeah, he just points ahead, like, continue the path that we're on. That'll get us where we're going, you know. If
All
confused,
right,
yeah, he points back to the north, indicating that initial staircase that you all are attempting to circle back to. But he does not think there's an exit through that way.
He says, Hobgoblins' place. Live there, eat there, train there. Hobgoblins is all.
At this point, he should be climbing back down to them, and he'll mention the leader left. He went to the south, and they're getting these devastators. But if y'all want to get out of here, I say we just keep going. We might have to face some of these hobgoblins on the way out, but there's an exit. We can go back out the way we came if that's what you want to do.
At this rate,
Guys.
Millie, you were
No.
saying?
at this rate, we might as well head out and come back. Maybe a different route.
The big question is, do we go along we try to squeeze past them, all of us, without them hearing us? Or do we come at them from the same height that they're at, and we come up here? Those devastators are coming, so we gotta move quick.
Griznix can help.
Kind of looks around as if eager to please.
Yeah? He looks at him. Speak up, kiddo.
Now that you've, you're paying attention, and you said yes, the goblin seems to be like now trying to think of something.
I just Griznix distract. Climb up. Tell a big message. Send toward the temple or somewhere else. Distract them. You all slip, bye.
Genius, kiddo.
I then slip, bye. Follow after. Griznix safe with you.
Sure. Right, guys? He kind of looks at everyone else. He says he can distract him. You trust him?
Don't see why not.
He's gonna get up there and go, "Here they are!"
Well, Millie, he's your charge, so it's up to you what you trust him to be. He'll translate, but it's up to you.
What?
He seems to have been changed by the fires. I say we let him. Let's see if it did something unexpected.
Can I pick him up and dunk him up on there? I'll just jump up 20 feet and set him on the edge.
He looks absolutely terrified. He's turning toward Millie to say,
What I do, ba?
clamps his hand over his mouth.
I do a layup.
Yeah, he sort of grabs the edge, he kind of grabs the edge, almost stopping you from placing him up there. Yeah, he's just terrified. But yeah, he kind of pulls himself up, and you hear his little feet slapping along the stone as he slips back to the east. Unless somebody had something else they wanted to say to him or anything first.
We could give him a code word or something. He just says his name really loud. Gravlix. If we hear Gravlix say it really his name really loud, we know it's clear.
That's sure. It'll work.
Just say your name and we'll come.
It nods. and its head just sort of vanishes. From, you're looking up the edge of the cliff. Its face is looking out over, and it just sort of slips, just like it was slipping back underneath the slimy water. It just kind of, its head slowly vanishes from the scene. You hear its feet slapping away. As you all, do you all, any other preparation? Do you all, say anything else? Does X have anything to say about any of this? Or Helena? Or Lokag? All right.
Seems as good a plan as any.
So you all continue creeping your way eastward. Another 100 feet of this, perhaps. It is damn difficult. Limbs are burning, shaking. Your limbs are starting to get almost leaden. They're starting to be a little bit stupid. Your feet and hands not going exactly where you want, but just at the last second, falling into line with the rest of your body. That's another series of athletics checks or constitution saves if you don't have it.
All right. Rolling.
Come on. Like, you rolled a 9, like, every time.
Oof. She's used to having more room to work. The sewer's not incredibly roomy, but definitely roomier than these strange overhangs.
I just think it's because she's hurt.
That makes sense.
Those are the same numbers I rolled last time.
But she's tough as nails, though. Like, she's stumbling, her feet are slipping. She's doing twice the walking everybody else is, because her footing, But she's, sort of in a little bit better shape than X is in terms of her breath, how much she's sweating. Again, you all of you, stave off exhaustion. You all slip ahead to, as the path sort of juts northward again, perhaps. That's where you all pause. And the idea was to pause and wait for your friend to shout his name.
Yep, cause a distraction.
Right. So as you all huddle up, packed together in the darkness, gathering your feet underneath you for that last excruciating burst of movement in this cramped space, you hear your little goblin friend. Let's see. Actually, he should be.
Bosses! Gravelix found invaders!
As adrenaline likely spikes through each one of you. I think this is a good spot to pause for the session.
I knew it. I knew it.
Doesn't mean he hasn't pointed to us yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
Can't see him from where you... Yeah.
Nah, he means us. We should have...
Well, perhaps not. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, your ally did move ahead pretty stealthy. He definitely shouted something and made some sort of noise, but whether he's returning to its roots, turning traitor on you all, or whether it's just part of its ruse, we'll have to find out next session on Goblin Stone. Session 11, in fact. Heck yeah, nice round number. Session 10, everybody.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. So...
He just distracted him. He's supposed to be.
Yeah, it might be working as agreed, but maybe not.
You'll have to find out next week.
That is correct. Heck yeah. So this is a pretty fun session. You all made some... Yeah, you killed 2 pretty dangerous slime creatures. That first fight, the first one you all engaged with was... It did some damage to Helena. You all likely learned the reason why Helena hates these things so damn much.
Because they love me. It's a very unhealthy relationship.
Stalkers.
Indeed. Camping out, just waiting.
They are. They wait. That's all they live for, is to come and attack Helena. And eat my rats.
Which is worse? It's hard to say. Which is worse? But heck yeah, you all made some good, made a good pace, like at least moving through, opened up some more of the map where you can kind of see the area. You can see this large thrust of stone, this hole in the ceiling, this part of a platform and walkway high up there in the darkness, illuminated by a glaring red light up there. Yeah, spotted 2 of the fallen heroes of Arabelle.
Yeah.
A dim sight, indeed. For, the moment that you all saw them last, it was almost triumphant and hopeful. It's likely some of what spurred you all to go forward in the first place. They're quite dazzling creatures that almost kind of sweep you up in their wake. And to find them in such a state, gotten by whatever this entity is. Now, Millie, you're pretty familiar with the city legends, and X, you're also pretty familiar with some of the ins and outs of the Tower of Ogma and the old priesthood of the Dia. You've both heard the name Aga. It's the name of a hag. There's a lot of children's tales about her. She is the evil witch in the cottage, in the swampy cottage, from all of the Arabelle's tales that any kid that grew up here grew up reading about, being terrified by. Aga was apparently, according to the myths and the lore, she was part of the strength of the Firbolg Empire. But when the Tuatha De Dea broke them and built Arabelle, they had caught her and bound her. Legend has it that she was so bound with her place of power, the swamp that she came from, that they had to take part of her swamp and bind it together as well. So either her binding broke or was intentionally removed from the tower somehow when everything fell. Because this is the same Aga, it must be, by description, by name. This is the hag that was bound by the Tuatha Dea, long ago. It's now free at the bottom of this place. A dangerous foe for sure, and you all were wise to avoid her. But also a wise foe that knows a whole lot and knows how to hurt all sorts of things, knows how to destabilize, knows how to break things. And it might be tempting for some of you, your characters, to think about what kind of knowledge, what kind of items of power she might have there. So yeah, that's maybe something to think about between sessions, how your character might react to this, story of this hag, and whether you'd be, avoid her at all costs, or, hey, let's go talk to her, maybe she can help. Because there's nothing that indicates that she is part of what's going on in the stone. If it is Aga, and she, you heard her speaking to herself, no reason to think that she knew you all were there. So it certainly seems to be her. Yeah. Again, some of you might be tempted or interested, but she certainly has some, two important figures. The reclaiming the fallen is a big tradition in a lot of cultures, and in wartime or times of tragedy, to find the fallen and be able to properly honor and mourn them is really important to people. So, as players, likely it would behoove you at some point to deal with her and try to get these bodies back to Arabelle. But for Millie and X, that
may be not right away. Obviously, she's too much for us, but he's got a code.
Yeah.
And he wants to bring him home, so he's not going to forget him.
Yeah, Millie or X might also have strong feelings about it one way or the other, just based on her character and background. And Lokak, that would probably be, these are heroes, and your people have a big, tradition. Everybody, every people have a tradition of honoring their dead, but in particular warriors that have fallen and failed. your people have a tradition of honoring sort of more than warriors and heroes that succeeded and lived. So it would probably be a pull to you all in different ways, but it's not going to necessarily immediately override your good sense. You know what you're dealing with here. This is the Hag of Arabelle.
I mean, I guess part of that problem is the oozes as well, right?
Right. Yeah.
Getting the bodies is going to be exceptionally hard when they're dissolved. So it's
they seem to be safe and not being eaten. At least these. The chosen one, certainly his body seems to be gone. It's nowhere in sight.
The who? The what?
Yeah.
I saw him earlier.
Yeah, he and Cliff had, Lokag and Cliff had, I think, probably mentioned that they saw them.
Yeah.
Previous sessions.
Mentioned it before.
Heck yeah. So, session 10. That was great. Y'all are making, opening up getting some more understanding of what's going on, getting some more, mysteries. Heck yeah, this is a fun session. Is there anything that stood out to you all? Just briefly, a high moment, anything you're excited about, nervous about, or a big plan or thought you have for sessions to come. X?
Cowardice, pure cowardice. I find that running around here adventuring with nothing in the tank and a couple characters that are kind of bordering on dead, it makes me a bit uncomfortable. So most of this session I was like, man, how do we get out of here and get a rest and come back and figure the rest of this out later?
Fair. Yeah. Heck yeah. Pon?
I mean, I like the way the X is thinking. Kind of coming around to the rat way of thinking. It's not worth the death. It's not worth the fight. And I'm not dying today. Fortunately, Helena is used to this barely holding on with, a few breadcrumbs of existence. So, I think what I'm more concerned about is if things do level out, I think that's going to be more challenging for Helena. She won't be used to that.
Fair enough. How about you, Nick?
I mean, this part of this, I don't know why it reminded me of Dora the Explorer. For some reason, she's always along some cliff, and Swiper kinds of messes with her. They're going across a bridge. Just every adventure, they're going along the side of a cliff. So there was this felt like Dora the Explorer when we had the oozes were swipers, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. That checks out.
That's my take.
Heck yeah. How about you, Lokag? Takeaways from the session, big moments.
Just seeing where this path leads us. That's what I'm excited about. Just we are coming close to the cave entrance, so maybe make a. I don't know if it's better to leave and come back or just keep going around to possible certain death.
Well, I mean, certainty. I think the risk of death is what's exciting to the viewers. But who knows? We'll see how bloodthirsty they are the first time one of you hits 0 and fails that third death save.
Oh my god. That hasn't even happened. I'm like, no.
Well, J-Think, how about you? Takeaways, things you're excited for in the future, plans, scary moments of the session, anything?
This was kind of insane kind of checks there. The chase checks seemed to go by pretty easily.
Right?
Which was great. But just the I guess the tension, right, between the athletics checks and constitution saving throws. Surprisingly, none of us failed. I assumed that would have been exhaustion and at the least.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
I was like, God, if we got that, now that would just be one more thing that really harpers us in everything else, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I kind of feel right there with X. It's limited supply of anything we can do, magic wise, and even like the lay on hands is now down to 5. So, how much further do we go before we say, all right, we should have actually gone back to back to base, back to the town, so we can rest up and maybe resupply. But I'm all for it as far as we want to go and in. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will.
We're getting out of here.
Figuring it all out so far.
One of us will get the tiny hut spell and we'll be fine.
Yeah, because there's never any problems after you have tiny hut.
Never.
No one can see you. They can't find you. It's a perfect hiding spot.
Nobody can
on
dispel it or anything. Yeah.
So all we have to do is get somebody killed, and then somebody has to restart with an arcane caster.
Rangers can get they can get rope trick. I think you can get tiny hut as a ranger, I believe, with the new with the extended ranger spells or whatever.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm at least 72.5% sure.
Okay.
It's like all good statistics. I just made that up.
Although Rangers aren't getting level 3 spells for a while.
Yeah.
True
we
enough.
just gotta
Yeah.
get to level 5, guys. Come on.
Indeed. Oh, things will get a lot easier once you hit level 5. At least on this floor, anyway.
We haven't gained a level at all yet, have we?
Nope, you're still level 2. But that milestone is creeping closer.
Exciting.
I figure we can just swim around in the water and kill 100 slimes and be like level 6.
All right. We need to come
That
back.
is how this works.
Some kind of exfoliant or something we can use.
Well, you all could, grind, short rest, grind, long rest, grind. That would be fine. But events around you are still going to keep happening. As you all get buffer and more full of power, the city's going to absolutely go to crap around you, and the enemies are going to be in a better and better
Are
position.
slimes
But you totally
like
can do that.
snails? Can we bring salt? Are slimes like snails? Maybe we go back to the city and just get a lot of salt.
No, but they will each respond to other chemicals, probably. You and Millie,
A lot of
you and Helena could
fire.
probably figure it out between you.
Do some science.
2 of you go to the apothecary, do some science. Y'all could probably figure some stuff out in that department.
Science.
But yeah, thought it was interesting too. Almost come, full circle down here within the stone, almost back to your entrance where you first came in. So yeah, you do have the choice now, in the next session, of whether you all want to slip out and go back to the square, or whether you all want to keep exploring. Yeah, and we'll figure out what that is next session. Everybody, thanks for being here. Check into, let's see here, looking at who to raid out to. Insomnia Night RPG. Let's see here, is that, oh no, hold on. They're doing that thing again. That was a lot. They're great, but yeah, there's definitely a lot going on this. Oh no, this is a different one. It's not doing all that. It's like, all right, viewers. I think we've also got Folk and Myth, and it looks like Gnome Ann is playing Baldur's Gate.
You're welcome. Welcome, Jar Jar.
Let's go for Folk and Myth. How's that? Thanks everybody for being here. We're about to raid out. We'll see y'all next session. Oh! Before that, I should have done this earlier on. I meant to do this. Hold on, just a moment. Double checking doing this. Okay, so just putting this in chat. Here is an invite link to my Discord server. Go ahead and pop on. We've got a channel for Goblinstone, and you all could brainstorm with me and the other players, and you all can give my players terrible or wonderful ideas all throughout the week there in chat. So go ahead and join us, and I'll see you on there. The rest of you, I'll see you all next week. And for my players, I'll see you all at other games this week. Say goodnight, Mythlanders.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
I'm real bad at the rating out part. Is that happening?
Realize now my lighting
started yet.
It hasn't started yet? Okay.
Nope.
How do you just make it go?
Does my lighting look like I have an old silk screen? Like I'm all like kind of sepia?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
You're from another time.
The sepia
Well,
cliff.
that's in my day. Yeah, like, I need to have like my motion like a little bit like jumpy, you know, like the frame rate's a little whack.
Right.
Some film scratches.
You can probably get a few filters that'll do like the digitization.
Right. I just need like oldie timey background piano, you know.
Yeah.
Rename you to 8-Bit Cliff.
8-bit clip.
Fun having it in small characters. Like just 32 by 32 pixel little characters, you know.
That are constantly jumping on the screen.
Yes.
All right.
What are you?
Well, thanks everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Hit me up, and we'll see some of you in Discord. Good night, gang.
All right, see you guys.
Oh, there it is. All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah. All right. That's pretty fun. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. Like this knock thing where you can jump on and added some new stuff to Twitch. Stream together. So apparently they opened that up. You can stream to another platform apparently now. And there's this thing, knock, where you can try to just come into somebody's stream. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'll be right back.